Yeah, potatitas.
Oh, bless. I love that. Now he's good to chat. Now he's good to chat.
Some calories.
This is so special to have this film in here on this screen. It's Jacob, yeah? Take your breath away. Gail, would you mind me going back? I was really interested to share with the audience as well when when you first read Mary Shelley's book and how old you were and what connected with you. Why was it such a big thing for you?
I've seen the movie already when I was a very young kid. I was 7 years old and I went to church. Hola, Grogu. And I went to church at 8, and then that day I saw Boris crossing the threshold on the James Bond movie, and I was struck by God. I said, I finally understood what religion meant. You know, after so many years as a Catholic, Frankenstein's creature made sense to me. And, you know, then 4 years later, at age 11, I read a paperback. And I was absolutely taken by the fact that the movie I had seen had nothing much to do. Later, I would find out the movie is based on a 1927 play, which includes no abnormal brains or hunchback assistants. But by then, the mythology of Frankenstein had cemented on that movie, which I adore and I think is a masterpiece. But I thought there's a chance to do something different. There's a chance to do a moving, deep, laughs Catholic version at an opera scale. And I thought at age 11, I'm going to make that movie. Why not? And I was already a budding Super 8 filmmaker. And I thought if I buy enough reels in the pharmacy, maybe I get to make that movie. So it took 50 years to get those reels.
Wow.
But here we are. So.
And what do you think it was when you went back to read that book that you really connected with? What were the things about that story and the themes and the things that really jumped out at you and stayed with you?
Well, the essential loneliness, which I think is what speaks of the myth, is what comes from Mary Shelley, is what comes from her life. An essential singularity. When you feel that you don't belong, but you feel that you can surrender yourself, in the case of the novel, to the nothingness, which was a very romantic position in 1818. And in this case, the ending is slightly different. I will not say what it is, but to surrender yourself in some way to something larger. And, you know, I thought it was also a beautiful, moving parable about fathers and sons. Both God and Jesus, and why he sent Jesus to be crucified and suffer and all that, and also about just simple parenting and children. And I thought back then I would speak about my dad and me, and the sort of shadow that I felt was very hard to resolve. And then I realized I was going to talk about me and my kids also through the years, and it became very moving to me, very biographical to me.
Jacob, does that put you under any pressure when you know that this project is so personal to Guillermo, and I don't know, or fuel you with a real, even more passion to kind of bring this character and this beautiful creature to life for him?
For me, it only ignites the passion that I already have. I don't feel a lot of fear because all my job is to play in Guillermo's world that he sort of designed. So I didn't feel any fear or anything like that, just more, you know, like an extra dose of inspiration when you talk to Guillermo, when you meet him, after the sort of, even when we were shooting the 10-hour process of the makeup, if you're exhausted, you'd get to set, and then I said, hola, and then you're just like ready to go, you know, so only endlessly inspired, not afraid.
It's the artistry across every department in this film that is so celebrated in what you're all about to see. I know some of you have probably, hopefully, already seen it, but to see it on here, that's going to be kind of brought to life even more so. And these incredible artists that you work with, you know, sculptors and makeup and costume and set designers. You know, I'm interested about you both talking about those collaborations and with you as well, you know, the idea of this embodying this creature, and it's so beautiful the way that he's crafted and created for you to play, you know, Jacob, but working on that and fine-tuning that as well, is that one of the joys of the things that you love collaborating with your...
It is. I mean, how many of you have already seen the movie? Great. Well, one of the things that the movie has done, in a way that no other movie I've done in 30-something years, is to connect with people that to see it 3, 4, 5 times, and it becomes kind of a vibe. For a man of 61 to say a vibe is super fucking hip. But it is a vibe, and the vibe comes from it being a movie made by humans for humans. Handmade. So you feel the sets being built, you feel everything you see. The ship is full ship. When it moves with all the sailors on top. We crafted everything so that you can feel like that you're seeing a theatrical representation of something larger. And part of it, we decided, was to do everything the way they used to make them, if that makes sense to you. We wove the fabric. The fabric on the main characters is not bought in a store. We made it.
Wow.
We wove it. We printed it. We aged it. We tinted it. The embroidery in the veils is done by hand. Every veil is embroidered by hand and has a pattern of X-rays, natural tissue, anatomical patterns, the wings of a butterfly. Everything is done to sustain this feeling that you're seeing something thematically and artistically done by a group that is not trying to make eye candy, but eye protein. We're trying to nurture the story, and I think that that's the enterprise. Some directors are guests, some directors are hosts. I'm a host, and I love for all of us to do a huge banquet. And if you do your job right, everybody feels it's their movie. People in the costume department will say, "Come and see my movie," not Guillermo's movie, my movie. Sets, props, everything. And I think that's key.
What does that feel like, Jacob, when you've got this kind of support, you've got this real tangible world that's been created, and the artistry and work that's gone into it? How does you can't stop? What does it fuel you with? How does it help, if it does help?
This is the only way to make movies, is by hand, and it's the only thing that should be digested. It's the only thing that's healthy for an audience, I think.